Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to be cutting the pieces for my headboard and then finishing them. As I have a multicolor scheme in mind, I figured it'd be a lot easier to finish the pieces and then put them together. On top of that, I have new carpets in my room, so I'd be murdered if I got them dirty. With help from Nicole, I started off by marking and cutting the sideboard, which had to fit around the bed frame and the baseboard. I used the jigsaw to match the profile of the baseboard and then switched over to the other side and just cut out the slot for the 2x8, which was my bed frame. Originally, I had wanted to stain this piece to be the color of the step. However, once the stain dried, it was really blotchy in some spots, so I just went over it with the black paint. I shouldn't have cut this long piece because it ended up screwing me up in the long run. Here I'm cutting down the headboard support, which was basically just a skeletal frame for it, and I cut these down to about 2.5 inches. Here I had to cut 2 little support pieces to make up for my mistake. If I had left that long piece the total length, then I could have just use that for this longer support. Now I'm cutting the long pieces down to final length, and then I'll start assembly after that. Since this piece does not need to be as structurally sound as the rest of it, I just threw in some pocket holes and called it a day. I threw in this middle support so I could mount the smaller of the 3 sizes of the headboard. Now I'm cutting down the pieces of wood that I'm using for the headboard. I just had this, I believe it's pine, but I'm not entirely sure. It's just wood that was sitting around that was meant for a different project. The stain soaked up pretty fast into these, but after a coat of poly, it kind of brought the color back to it. Here I'm just brad nailing in the pieces of the headboard, and this shot was taken before I decided to change the color of the sideboard. Shout out to my dad for helping me out by throwing the first coat of poly on while I was in class. Really helped speed up the process a little bit because didn't have to wait for it to dry and then, poly stuff. Next came the top piece of wood, which I cut to a little bit over 12 inches, and that was so I could easily fit my computer up top without fearing that it'll fall off or slip. And then I just threw some black paint on this as well. I still wanted access to the electrical socket that would be hidden by the headboard, so I cut out a little square from the top, which I would later create a box to fit into. I'm not sure as to why, but my cheap Harbor Freight jigsaw was not cutting straight, so I had to go ahead and fix it up. Then I threw on a mitered side to make it so that the lid could open on a hinge. Using the drill press and bandsaw, I cut out a little recess for my finger, which also acted as a cable pass-through. After this, I chiseled out a small recess for the hinge to sit in so that everything would be flush on the top. According to my YouTube statistics, my watch time is about 2 to 3 minutes per video, so I'm going to split up this into 2 different videos, so hopefully everyone can enjoy the full experience of my content. Anyways, be sure to check out next week's installation of the headboard. Thanks for watching.